You ever stop and think about how many times in one day you might interact with a single massive company without even realizing it? I'm talking about a giant that could be behind your morning tea, the car you drive, the hotel you dream of staying in, and even the steel holding up the world's tallest buildings. Well, today we're pulling back the curtain on that very giant. The Tata Group. And I'm not exaggerating. It's not just a company, it's this sprawling global ecosystem that's woven right into the fabric of our daily lives. The scale is just staggering. I mean, think about it. They're in your kitchen with Tata Salt and Tetley tea. They're on the road with Jaguar and Land Rover. They're your vacation with the incredible Taj hotels and Air India flights. And the steel and modern marvels like the Shard and the Burj Khalifa, yep, that's them too. And kind of powering the digital world behind everything, that's their tech arm, Tata Consultancy Services. And who powers this global empire? People. Over 1 million of them, to be precise. That makes the Tata Group one of the single largest employers on the entire planet. Okay, but a company doesn't just stumble into becoming this massive. To really get how the Tata Colossus was built, you have to look at its unique blueprint, its foundation. And it's built on an idea that honestly seems almost wild in modern business. So this right here is Tata's core DNA. The parent company, Tata Sons, isn't owned by a family or Wall Street in the way you'd think. The majority owner is a collection of philanthropic trusts. A full 66% of the company is dedicated to funding education, health, and the arts. It's a business empire literally built to give back. And that philosophy of community is paired with this relentless drive for innovation. It's an ethos that leaders like Ratan Tata championed. You can just feel it in this quote. It's that spirit of pushing people to question everything that has fueled the group for over a century, propelling them into one new sector after another. So, fast forward to today, what does this empire of everything actually look like? And, where's the money really coming from? So, while the group is incredibly diverse, its modern fortune is really built on two main pillars. Technology, which is mostly TCS, is the absolute heavyweight, making up nearly half the business. Then you've got the global reach of its automotive arm. Together, these two are the real economic engine of the whole empire. And at its heart are these absolute powerhouse companies. You have TCS, a global titan in IT. Then there's Tata Motors, which doesn't just make cars for the masses, it owns the legendary British brands Jaguar and Land Rover. And of course, Tata Consumer, the second biggest tea company in the world. Seriously, each one of these is a giant on its own. Now, under its current chairman, N. Chandrasekaran, who took over in 2017, the group went on this massive transformational journey. They spent over 5.5 lakh crore rupees, we're talking more than 66 billion US dollars, on a strategy to make the company future fit. And for a while, the results were absolutely spectacular. In just 5 years, the group's total revenue pretty much doubled, blowing past the $180 billion mark. For a company this big, that level of growth is just unreal. And it wasn't just about getting bigger. They got way more profitable. The group's net profit more than tripled in that same 5-year stretch. We're talking about an incredible 13.5 billion US dollars. So the group seemed unstoppable, right? The strategy was firing on all cylinders, the numbers were soaring, which leads to the big question. Why on earth did the market suddenly slam the brakes on? And hard? Because this is where the story takes a really dramatic and very expensive turn. In less than a year, between September 2024 and August 2025, the group's market value just plummeted. It lost an astronomical 8.25 lakh crore rupees. That's a loss of nearly 100 billion US dollars. Gone. It created this whiplash effect, a real tale of two Tatas. On one hand, you have this incredible long-term strategic success. On the other, it clashes head-on with these severe, painful short-term shocks, leading to a nearly 24% drop in its value. And the pain wasn't spread out evenly. No, it was concentrated right in its biggest stars. The tech giant TCS, the car maker Tata Motors, and the retail powerhouse Trent. Just those three accounted for almost 2/3 of the entire loss. So what went wrong?
Well, it was basically a perfect storm. TCS got hammered by a global slowdown in IT spending. Tata Motors got hit with weakening demand and trade tariff worries. And Trent, which runs the super popular Zudio stores, suddenly saw its rocket ship growth slow down, which spooked investors. The group's biggest engines all started sputtering at the exact same time.
All of this brings the Tata Group to this critical point, a real crossroads, where it's facing challenges that pit its long, stable history against the chaotic demands of the modern world.
And look, this is a company that has been navigating change for over 150 years. Through all these different eras of leadership, from its founder, Jamsetji Tata, to JRD Tata's global push to the huge acquisitions under Ratan Tata, this group has proven again and again that it can adapt and endure. So what's the big takeaway from all this? Well, it's this fascinating paradox at the very heart of the Tata Group today. You have this institution that's defined by its long-term thinking and its resilience, but now it's facing all these rapid-fire modern crises, from AI disruption to trade wars, that demand incredible speed and agility. The answer to that question isn't just going to decide the future of one of the world's most influential companies. It's going to be a lesson for every legacy business out there trying to find its footing in an age of constant, dizzying change.